All right. Let's see. 4 meg, 4,000 kilobits per second up. No dropped frames right now. Was it 6K BPS and the frames dropped something terrible? So let's see what happened. How you doing, everybody? How's it going? Were you there when it happened? I was there. What's up, folks? I know he said he'd never do it again. Oh my word! Look, that's streaming in. Yeah, the internet should be bigger here too, but it's all a lie. All a lie. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. All right. We are doing some Unreal Engine here so that I can test the software and hardware setup. I'm on the PC. Yeah, there's no stickers on here right now. Yeah. I had to reset up OBS. I got the iPhone here connected as the camera. So we're testing all sorts of stuff today. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Part of the rebrand is no twerking Santa. Said nobody ever. So we're gonna see how this goes because I may have to tweak the settings. So I know the internet people will tell me. Right? You might be in the wrong place, dude. I'm always in the wrong place. What's everyone doing? Had a really terrible week so far. So they. Oh, hey, you know what though? Got the new teeth. I know. It makes me so incredibly, unbelievably adorable. Yeah. Yeah, nearly every place I am is wrong. Okay, so what have we got here? Unreal Engine 5. This is the multiplayer version. Thank you. They should look great at the price they were. They should look better than my car because they're more expensive than my car. Yeah, I know. You want them? I'll sell them to you for double the price. No twerking Santa and a Hollywood elite took over the stream. Who are these imposters? I know, right? So yeah, we're doing Project Hack here, the multiplayer version. So I am currently incorporating, and you're not wrong. Yes, I am doing this on Windows because Unreal Engine is just a bit funny on the Mac. Let's just put it like that, right? So I'm rebuilding this here. I got the game and I've bringing into play. Hopefully, by the way, the audio level's good enough. Let me know. Hopefully, it's not picking up the fan noise from the PC because it is a PC. But we got all this going in here. Yeah, she's gonna rebrand to Taylor Dare. I said, yeah, you should do that. Yeah, yeah. So the game's in here. Haven't hooked in all the buttons here. It's all very ugly right now because it's about getting the functionality working for creating the accounts, logging in, and so on. I've got it all working in a prototype. I'm now building it into this, which has the game. So let's go ahead and play this here, right? Yeah, it's all very ugly. Ignore the ugliness, right? Um, but ultimately, when you do all of this, you do all the login, boom, and we're back into the game. And you can see that I got some stuff to fix here as well with screen scaling. But all of this works, right? Anyone that played the Project Hack.net, anyone that played the previous one, this is all working. This is all stuff. What doesn't work, and this reset game button is for dev only, obviously. The buy items panel's not here. The bosses are not here yet, but everything else is working. I haven't got the background like the idle part because I want to get all of this working first. Wow, those fans are really coming on. You hear those fans? Because they're really bloody loud here. Must be a PC. This must be a PC. Indeed. So yeah, this all works, right? You know, all this stuff. But I got to get the game balancing in here. But I wanna get back into this, fix up some of this weirdness that I've got going on here, where I didn't do it all correctly. I know. Who knew? Everybody. So let's dive into this. We've got some blueprints here, right? We got the widgets, and here's the main game. The problem right now, I think, is this image background here is... Oh, let's see. Hang on. This is where I'm going to just destroy everything. I know it. Oh, well, that didn't destroy anything. Okay. I need this to scale. And you would think that I remembered how I do that. But I don't. So let's start with the anchors. Okay, so it's in the middle. We got to get it to stretch. All right. Before we get it to stretch, I'm suspicious of the lack of destruction. Oh, there will be destruction. You know this. You know, Eagle, the destruction is a thing. I am going to grab me a drink, folks. So I will be right back here. Don't go anywhere. I'm going somewhere, but you don't go anywhere. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, crap. Where's the mouse? There it is. You totally missed out on me almost falling over my chair. I know. Old man, what can I tell you? We've got the canned chicken, folks. The canned chicken is in the house. Yes, it is. The holiday miracle. Wait, what the... This button stuck. Got a button stuck. Oh, man. If I... hang on. If only I could show you. Wow. Well done, Logitech keyboard. There you go. Oh my god, no, it's still crap. The hell? Oh, now it's complete. Oh, jeez. If you only... Look, hang on. Hang on. Look, can you see this shit? Look at this. Button right here. It's flapping like a chicken. I thought, I'll use this keyboard. Nah, bad idea. And I installed the crappy Logitech software and everything. No Magic Keyboard. Yeah, well, I guess I could. It's connected to a different on a Mac right now, but oh, this is getting worse. Oh, oh man. Look, this escalated. Hang on, hang on. This escalated. See this? There's no keycap. Hang on. See if I can fix this shit live on. Ah, I see. I wonder how this shit works. Maybe if I just hit it hard enough numerous times, right? Yeah, Hulk smash. I could just use the keyboard on the laptop, but spacing's different and my fingers aren't used to it. The rubber dome should still be a key. There is no rubber dome. It is. I think this is the craft keyboard, and I think it's based on. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let me try. Nah, I don't think you can. It's gonna focus. It's got the little switchy. I think it's based on the crappy Apple keyboards. What I think. Um, well, there's a project for another day. Key still works, so I'll just push it. I'll call it the Tron key from now on, right? Okay. So anyway, let's get back to this. How the hell do I make this scale? I know it's not this. Almost certain it's not that. Because that happens. Yeah. I did this on other things though. Kane H is back. How you doing, Kane H? Thank you, buddy. Who is this new but old? I'm like refreshingly new, right? But I'm better. I'm like the new Ghostbusters. Ghost Hunt. Oh, shoot. Ghostbusters, but more like the old ones. That's kind of what it is. Hey, we've already. Yeah, I'm a reboot, but better than the Marvel Universe, if you know what I'm saying. Because everything's better than the Marvel Universe. Hey, we've already broken one keyboard on the stream, so, we're doing good. He's like a developer, but speaks like the Queen for some reason. Maybe, can't speak like the Queen because she's and nobody ever, please. A fan made, yes, I'm a fan made adaptation of myself. What I'm wondering is if I just do that and then, wow, I'm really missing that broken key right about now. Just want to put that out there. You go, problem solved. Now, is it though? Because if I rescale this, hang on. Oh, see it. No, it all goes to crap still. If I make it small, look, it all goes to crap. Hang on. Show you. See? We're gonna have to fix this properly. That's oh, here's a fun one too. Look at this, right? If you scale it really small, weird shit starts to happen. What makes you think I've been avoiding this? I don't know. I gotta fix everything. Gotta fix it all. Yeah. It all gets really wonky. So we're gonna leave it like that. Pretend that didn't happen. Yes, there is technically still a queen. But enough about him. I don't have my symbol crash. Sorry. Um, yeah, technically there is. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna fix this properly one day when I know how. But for now, let me put this back. See, you use a PC and you forget everything works, right? Unlock the background. I move it now. Yeah. To think I was going to do a Godot stream. Okay, there we go. All right. So, let's think about this. How the hell does this work? The king being canned chicken. Yeah, I'd actually, I'd rather have canned chicken if I had a choice. Uh-huh. Oh, wait. Hang on. What? Oh, yeah, I just noticed. Yeah, I am. You're quite right. About the camera position in the bottom center, but with you looking up at the code seems legit. Yeah, I'm like, what's wrong with that? Why isn't that working? What's that thing over there, right? Yeah. I guess that also means I can do like, look, if you look there, right? That works. All seems legit. Oh man, I've already dropped 228 frames, 0.8%. That's not bad, but I'm actually on wired because definitely Wi-Fi is not the way to go for stream uploading. Just gonna say that, you know. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, let me find all the things. Let's start by Control S to save because Windows. Let me show you how this works, right? So, for those of you who are curious, this is the HUD class. This is what controls all the widgets. I'm still going to point like that. So what happens is, when the game starts and it loads up the HUD, right? So when it begins play, first thing I do is give the game focus for the mouse and the keyboard. So that basically I don't have to click on it in the editor. That's really all that comes down to. Once it's done that, we got a sequence here, right? I missed my question earlier, but any reason you're not on the Mac for Unreal Dev, there's a very good reason. Oh, you want to know what it is? Yeah, actually it's to do with a plugin. And what it is, the plugin that I use for the Firebase integration, it's a bit wonky on the Mac, is the way to describe it. I'm in conversations with a developer at the moment who is very responsive. Hey, anyone else notice when the autosave comes up that the screen disappears? Let's notice that. Does it come back? Hang on. Just notice that. Wait, what's going on with that? The autosave kill. Oh, there you go. The autosave kills it. Yeah, so it's just that there's an issue with the plugin. Ironically, there's a different issue with the plugin on Windows, but what it is, it's to do with the failure of log. So if you log in and you fail to log in, bad credentials, whatever, there's a foul. Wave your hands in the air and it'll appear. If it fouls, then there's a foul routine. You'll see. I'll show you shortly. And then that causes the Unreal Editor to crash on the Mac. So that's why I'm doing it on Windows, because it doesn't crash on Windows. Hope that helps. And honestly, I just find Unreal Engine works better on Windows. I'll say it. I'm just gonna say it. But it does mean I have to put up with the fans on Windows. So there's that. Anyway, so we go in here, we run a sequence. What the sequence does, creates the menu, an instance of the menu widget, and adds it to an array. Creates an instance of the game widget, adds it to the array. An instance of the event log, adds it to the array. And then eventually, at the end of the sequence, we loop through with a for each loop that array. And then we just add them to the viewport. That is how it works. That is my widget management system right there. It's a Bucky Beaver cut, which I'm pretty sure we've explained before. If we haven't, search for Bucky's. It'll bring it up, probably. Maybe if you spell it right. So yeah, then we add all the widgets to the screen. Now all the widgets start out in basically set not to display, right? Except for the main menu, because otherwise they'd all be on the screen, right? They're all in one level, is one view, if you like, is how it works. So we have some events, some custom events that get thrown around, right? Think about, you know, however you want to phrase it in your appropriate language. Event dispatchers, observers, responders, messages, whatever you want to call them, signals. in Godot is what they're called, right? So we that's how we do this. So when, for example, the main menu widget is on the screen, there's this play button, right? And then when you click the play button, we're going to get all the widgets that are conform to to a particular interface, which is called main menu in this case, BPI main menu. And we're going to tell each of them, hey, we're sending you a message, main menu button. And then what each of them is going to do goes, oh, hey, look, there's this event, the main menu button. So the main menu here, right, this HUD base class is going to set the visibility of the game UI to visible and set everything else to collapsed. Now, there's a difference between collapsed and hidden, right? Or let me show you here. It's going to do it every time I pop something up, isn't it? Yep, you can't see the pop-up. Oh, shit. Hang on. I'm going to fix this in OBS. This is no bueno. Hang on. We're going to fix this. Give me a second. Add a new media source. Display capture. Del. Capture method automatic, but we want the other one. Okay. Okay. Hang on, we can fix this. Look at this live fixing of things. That. There. Bring this down to round about there. Nope. Round about there. And then lock that, get rid of the other one. All right, we should be good from here on out, theoretically, right? Theoretically. So yes, let me see. See the menu? You do. Fantastic. Sorry, I know it's very small. Welcome to Unreal. So collapsed. There's visible, collapsed, hidden, and a couple of others. If we set it to hidden, it's not one. It's basically it's not what we want to use. It comes down because what collapsed does is essentially doesn't show the widget, but the widget still exists. Right now, that's important, obviously, for many things. But you know, think about like, hey, retain cycles, things like that, right? I've instantiated the widget. So for example, the game widget exists, but it's collapsed. And then you hit play and it becomes visible. So that enables me to spin up everything I need to do in the game widget without you seeing it, but it's ready to go, right? So it's going to be nice and responsive. If I destroyed it, if it was marked as hidden and destroyed, you know, we're going to lose all that beautiful instantiation and everything else. And there's things I want to do in the background. So that's why collapsed is a good idea. Collapsed is basically hide it, but keep it alive. Now, worth noting for those who are wondering, a collapsed widget in Unreal doesn't consume resources in the sense of it's active, right? Think about it in the sense of it goes into stasis, okay? But it's still there. Okay, it's not running now, which does present some interesting problems because I didn't know this at first. And when I did this up here and then instantiated all the widgets, the game started playing automatically in the background before you logged in or created the account or anything, which is not really what you want to have, to be fair. So that's why I changed it, and that's why they're now collapsed. Give me one second here. Where is all my stuff? Okay. Yeah, all right. So that's sort of basically how this works. So this is our main menu. We're going to compile this, that. Okay. Now, we don't have Firebase in here at the moment, but I want to show it to you. So let me see if I can make that happen. But I can't see the bloody bottom of the screen because the stupid camera's in the way. Hang on. Where are you, Epic? There you are. So here is the login system independently. Gonna load it up here. Never look at the whole screen. Never look at the whole screen. Unless you're looking for something, and then you need to look at the whole screen. It's there. I just can't see it because the bloody huge iPhone's in the way. It covers up the start bar. Welcome, but whatever the hell they call that Windows thing these days. Start blob, start squatch, I don't know. By the way, here's one huge advantage of Unreal over Unity. I can have more than one project open at any time. I know, right? Take that, Unity. Kind of important and useful. Just saying. Let's take a look at this, right? This is where you're going to see how the beauty of all of this works. This is real. This is live. This system actually works. So I'm going to bring up here my main menu, right? Look at it. It's beautiful. So this system is actually live and hooked into Firebase. So, you know, I can log in, and if I fail, I get the pop-up and so on and so on. Reset password sends the password like it does. Is that a Mac thing or a Unity thing? It's a Unity thing. If you're talking about the single window instance. And then a create account and everything else works as well. Now, it's going to fail right here because I've got some hard-coded text. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go to, hold on one second. I'm going to check this for sensitive data first, because that will be good. Hold on, talk amongst yourselves. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the main menu. With blueprints. Open up shenanigans. Gotta find the damn thing. Where the hell did I put it? I know, this is exciting, isn't it? Where the hell did I put that? Widgets. Main menu widget. Widget. Oh, there's the magic. There's the magic. Alright, hold on. I'm just hiding the magic. Because then I want you to see it. I don't want you to see that stuff. Alright. This is where I'll forget the password and be like, what the hell was the password? Okay, let me show you the magic. This is how it works, folks. So this is what the plugin does for me. Mono, I think you will appreciate this with all the time you've spent with Android. All I have to do is configure Firebase, and then just download the configuration file, add the configuration file into the project folder. That is it. Plugin takes care of everything else. Let's see. Mono says he released his Shadowcat API last night. Your giant refactor seems to still be working. Oh, fantastic. Well done. Yeah, no, this was the major hurdle. And this is why this plugin costs $20 and is worth its weight in gold. Because I just added the config file, didn't have to write a single line of code in any language. Now you can get back to the iOS updates. About damn time. So let me show you how this works, right? So, for example, you click the Create Account button, right? It's got a block here, a blueprint. You provided an email and a password. Those are not real, folks, so don't bother trying. You provided an email and a password. I've got them hard-coded here because this is how I was testing it. Obviously, you wouldn't do that. You would normally use the interface, right? Now, here's the important part. That's all I got to do, but I do need to hook in an on-success event and an on-foul event. The on-foul event shows a pop-up that says, hey, we could not log you in. That's the part that fouls on the Mac and crashes right now in the plugin, but they're working on it. However, the on-success, look at all this. This is great. This is so cool. So the on-success, I don't need to use any of these properties. I can just say, oh, okay, right, successful, fantastic, go do a thing. So what I do is, again, I work through a loop that says all widgets, or basically anything, but they're really widgets, that are using this interface. I'm going to send you a special message, and this message is the user logged in. They're going to get that event. They're going to do some things. Some things were said, some things happened, right? Same thing. Now, by the way, that's it. That is all that's needed to create the account in Firebase. Didn't have to write a single line of code. Super awesome, right? Same again here for the login, right? Login, provided an email and a password. Again, they're not real. Don't bother. Get a on success, on foul, right? So on success, going to do the same thing here, right? I'm going to transmit this, that the user's logged in, because all I want to do is switch to a different screen, okay? However, I got all these properties. If I want to do a whole bunch of other things, I can, but I don't want to because I'm lazy. Now, I don't need to. The on password reset is a fun one. This is sort of, like I say, a little note here, because on the Mac, this is where things go horrible. No, sorry, on Windows, this is where it goes horrible. So on the password reset, you provided an email. If that email goes to Firebase and it finds it, it's considered successful, and it sends out your reset password, like everybody's seen millions of times, right? If it fails, in this case, I'm just printing a string right now, and showing, again, a thing that says, hey, couldn't find you to reset your password. Finally, the logout button, very simple, right? For the logout button, when you click it, all I got to do is send the sign out, use the sign out block from the plugin. That's all I got to do. However, what I also do here is I clean up the UI, right? So again, everything that's conforming to this interface, this user logged out interface here, gets this message and does whatever, which in this case is obviously resets all the buttons, right? So in other words, you know, if you're successfully logged in, then the login button, reset password button become disabled. If you log out, they become re-enabled for obvious reasons, right? That's it. That's all I got to do for this login system. How beautiful is that, right? And that's it. Not one line of code was written. Just a few little simple blocks. I never got anywhere near as simple as this when I was trying to do it in Unity and others. There is something interesting for Godot that I have not looked at yet, that I will. But right now, this is by far the simplest system that just darn well works. And that's all I care about. It just darn well works, and I can get on with the game. So all of this needs to be translated over into the actual game here, right? But for now, let's go back over here, right? So what do we got to do here? Well, there are some things. Some things. Um, Before I turn it over to my trusty beta testers to have some fun with this. Now, I got a series of things I want to do. I want to get back to where Project Hack was from the Unity version, which means I got to implement the buying of the items. I've got to implement the background calculations, which is the idle part, right? You don't play the game for 24 hours, you come back, I want to calculate how many newbies did you hire within that period of 24 hours. Those kind of things, right? Idle game stuff. That's got to go in. All of this stuff exists in the Unity version. The bosses, I've got to add the boss fights, but those will come a little bit later because I want to get everything working and make sure that Firebase is good. I want to see how Firebase handles the storing of, the player's data, things like that. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to store all the data there. Kind of, on the one hand, I want to, so you can log in with any device and just play it. But for what I have in mind for the multiplayer where you hack each other in the game, I don't need all that. I just need the player power, right? The hacking power and maybe the dark web coins. However, there's a certain attraction to having all the data stored because it does open up the option of, well, maybe I publish a web version too. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm evaluating options. But right now, what I want to do is get something working so I can see how hard it hits Firebase. Because if this is going to cost me a bunch of money, that's not a good plan. Is where that's coming from, right? And also, all of you in the chat room, most of you in the chat room and other folks, I have that beta group that have played the previous ones. I want you guys to get playing with this and understanding that it's an early alpha at this point, and you can hopefully at some point I'll turn it on and you can start hacking each other and having fun with that. Plus, of course, leaderboards and all the other options that this opens up. But I want to build it slowly and I want to build it right. And that's where I'm going with this. Now, untrue. Actually, I have no idea who was the best player on Project Hack. I know it wasn't me, but I want to say it was someone in the chat room who played it a lot, and I can't think. If you don't know for sure, it was you. Let's go with that. Don't know for sure, so I know it was Eagle North. We're going with that. No one can prove it wrong. So anyway, that's what I got. That's where we're going this. I may have scowled like crazy. Yeah. I can't remember. I do remember someone in the chat room essentially got to the big numbers. I do remember that. Yeah, I think there was a bug that you used to your advantage. By the way, notice that I've got the big numbers working in this already. Look, we've got billions down here and we're already up to AB. This was something that was a problem in the Unity version because I didn't set out with big numbers. I didn't have a library for it at the time. And so once you got beyond trillions, maybe, or quadrillions, it fell apart. So, number one thing, fixed that from the very beginning. You defeated the last boss at least 10 times before I realized there was no more bosses. Actually, Mono, maybe it was you. Because I just remember someone, like, I left it open for a very long time and, they got crazy numbers. Yeah. Now, let's talk about the multiplayer part for this, right? Because your hacking power, I mean, if you lose a fight against someone else, you got to lose something, just like you do with the boss and things like that. And I got some ideas, but these are all things. There was someone who left it open. I recall, and it wasn't me. I mean, I did, but not crazy obsessive like some folks. Yeah, who beat both of you? It was someone, and I can't remember who. But basically, I want to get this workable and in the hands of a few folks so that you can do exactly that, right? And then I craft and adapt the system. This is a long term plan. This is not going to be like throw it out in 5 minutes. I have lots of other ideas for this. I want to do that. Who's this Adam Wolf chappie? Huh? How you doing, Adam? How you doing, my friend? This is the first official CD stream, so you'd think it would be better, but you know, consistency is key. Yeah, this is. I'm testing everything here. I'm seeing 0.8% of dropped frames so far, which I guess is not too bad for a PC, right? But it is on wired Ethernet, and it's only doing 4K, not 4K, 4 meg. But yeah, this is the first official one, and still broken my keyboard. So you know, there's that. But yeah, this is Adam. This is really to test out a whole bunch of like, did I reinstall everything correctly? Stream looks fancy to me. Lots of hacking going on. Yeah, yeah. There's a ton of hacking going on here. So you will notice that there's this AI tab. I keep up with the times. Oh yes, I do. But I haven't enabled it yet. And there's these rates are greatly simple, so massive amount of balancing got to be done. But the key part here is, by the way, persistent storage. You just get it for free almost with Unreal Engine. I didn't have to do anything. Well, I mean, I put a block in to save it, but that was it. I didn't have to do any fancy shenanigans like you do with Unity and stuff like that. So let's reset the game here. So yeah, that's where I'm at, and we're gonna keep working on this. Have some fun with it. I'm now the Endless Hurdles Christmas event is out. I want to spend time with this, and also I got to remember how the hell to use everything I've already learned on Unreal Engine. So, you know, there's that. Um, now let me talk about this because I think you'll find this interesting. Maybe you won't. I'm going to talk about it anyway. Let's talk about those. Remember, I was talking about those interfaces. Well, in the blueprints here, right? You can have, you know, I was throwing those messages around, and I want to show you how that works for folks who don't know. So there are some blueprint. We're going to the widgets here, right? So let's take one. Let's take the main game here. Now, if I go over here and no, I gotta find it. See, already forgetting. Click on this. Here's all the properties, right? Now down here, he says, down here somewhere, if we all believe it, I'm looking for interfaces. Hang on, I'll find it. I could just type it up here, but that would be no fun, right? Let's do it. Interface. That's not the one I'm looking for. Hold on. I've already lost it. Alright, I know where there is one. Let's go to... Actually, hang on. Let's go to the main menu. It exists because I added it. But now it's going to make a liar out of me. Hang on. Oh, I know why. Hang on. Go to the graph. The graph. Okay, go to the graph, class settings. Here we go. I remembered. See? Whew. Saved a little bit of face. Implemented interfaces. And I can click add. And there's a whole bunch of built-in ones. But here's one. BPI, main menu, play game. Right? And if I go back over here, all this is BPI main menu play game is an interface that has an empty function. That's all I need here for this, right? But the fact that this interface exists means that I can have any of the widgets conform to that interface. And what that gives me is, if I go back over to what it gives me is all these access to all these things, right? So these are all interfaces. So again, this conforms to the interface. There's a whole list of them here, and those have messages that get transmitted, and this is all waiting to receive them. So here's one, right? A custom event, on-clicked button hire script kiddie. That comes through an interface. It is not hardwired, linked in any way. I can do this anywhere in the game. Send and receive those messages. It's a great way for me to just say, okay, so this block here, this see, I knew if I clicked on that, this needs to happen. I don't have to hook it into anything. That for each loop goes through everything that is conforming to that interface and just tells it the message. That is my way of controlling these, and it works great. Are there better ways? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an Unreal Engine expert. This works for me. Right? This gets me what I need and moving forward. So that's what I'm using at the moment. All these interfaces. So again, like get all the actors with the interface, right? So I just find that main menu or whichever one I need. And for each one in the array of there, I send it the message. Simple as that. And so if they conform to that interface and they've got they've got a custom event to respond to that message, I can have it do whatever, right? That's how that works. So I just wanted to show you that. This right now is the entirety of the code for the most part, active code for the game. Okay, it's a little messy, some of it. Yeah, I wrote this months and months ago before I knew better, but let's just go through some of it, right? So when you click on the button to show the tab for showing the hackers, right? Show hackers. It sets active. Remember I was talking earlier about the widgets. It sets the visibility of that widget to true and sets all the others to false, basically, right? And the same for the other tab. Now, it's like, yes, it is exactly like Zibs. Is that how we pronounced it? I can't remember. Zibs? Did we pronounce them Zibs? We are now. But way better for visual coding. It is absolutely fantastic for visual coding. Yeah, I've said this before, I want something like this in Swift. I want to be able to do a whole bunch of the mundane, boring crap with Swift like this. Somebody make that happen, I will buy it. If I was smarter, I'd make it. I'm not smarter. I think we all know this. So, yeah, and then that's how it works, right? Again, we're all just responding to whole tons of events. Here's that buy items button. Doesn't do anything, right? XIBs. XIB. I can't even say that. XIBS. No, I thought, pretty sure we pronounced it Zibs. Tummy feels better after Zibs. Yeah. 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 Got a bit of that acid reflux. Pop a couple of Zibs in there. Right? If you find the swelling in the throat, consult your doctor. Yeah. Just all those scary shit that they put on the adverts. Yeah. So this is how this works, right? So let's do something. Let's make something happen. Because, you know, it's what we do. So on the main game here, right? Let's go back to the designer. So this buy items button right here. This is the only, not the only, this is one of the things, takes a little getting used to if you're not used to, say, something like Unity or Godot. If you are, this will be familiar. But here, everything's a node and everything's hard to see, right? But we're looking for the buy items button. So if you, right, you can see at least when I scroll over this, hopefully you can see it's highlighting it on. So this canvas here for all the stats, right, is basically the top panel. And in there is a bunch of stuff, one of which is the buy items button. If I did not have that function existing, you can see here on the right hand side under the chat, hopefully, yeah, there you go, all these little pluses, right? If the function didn't exist like it does for this one, if I click the plus, it'll create the function, but basically do the same thing as this. Says, all right, here's the event. I've saved, you're writing the code. Consult the Dev Club Discord if problems persist. Yes, and we'll make tremendous fun of you. Yeah. But, you know, so I guess the new teeth are fouled, right? Because I still can't pronounce half the things I should be able to. And I thought when you get new teeth, I thought the American accent came with it. What's up with that, y'all? I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. Okay, so here we go, right? I want to show you how this works, in case you've never seen this. So this is the event, right? This is the custom event that gets triggered. I can just drag off of here. That's because of the secret English schooling. Yeah, shh. We all go to secret English spy school. Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, well, actually, no, it's not true. We all go to Hogwarts. It's really more of a documentary. Bucky's mug for the win. Thank you. See, I should have asked Mono. Mono asked earlier, what you know, who's a beaver or something like that. So yeah, and I don't know. Let me get rid of that. On the other side, in case nobody, Mono, pay attention. That's Bucky right there, right? Those who know, know. Those who don't know, don't care. Anyway, this is how it works, right? This is another beautiful thing that I like about visual coding for game development in particular, because I don't know that I want to do an app this way necessarily, but for games, it's, you know, there's a lot of shit going on, right? And for me, games is about making the games and playing them, not writing endless lines of code. The state is really coming up now. Yeah, proper Texas representation. You got your first Buc-ee's in Missouri. I'm so proud of you. Have you been to it? Eaglenaut, have you been to it? That's the question. If you haven't, you know, photos or it didn't happen, right? So when we drag off of here and I let go, the executable actions, theoretically, it's only giving me, you can see there's a little context sensitive box checked here. It's only giving me things that apply here. So in this case, it knows it's a custom event from a button, and it's only giving me the things that I should be able to do. So for example, right, let's do the ever classic. If I start typing print, I can print a string, right? And in here, I can just put the string. Yo, 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 because Christmas, you know. That's it. Compile it. Compiling it checks it for errors. By the way, in case you're wondering, we can right click and put breakpoints in there as well. Yes, we can. But if I now run it, what you're going to see, that print command, the console kind of lives in the app in Unreal Engine in many ways. So if you watch the top right corner here, once I've logged in like that, you should see the print statement appear now, right? So if I click buy items, there you go, right? You can see it. Yo, 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 yo. All right, that's it, folks. That's how simple this shit is, right? You want to do something after that, you just drag out and add another one. So if I wanted to do something, even a Buc-ee's isn't going to go to Spring Hill. Okay, well, maybe when they bring one closer to you, right? It's probably in Springfield. Oh, I don't know. That sounds like a Shelbyville kind of thing. Yeah. Still not going. No. By the way, every time the Springfield Shelby, I think of the monorail episode. If you know, you know. You know. Let's say that we wanted to do something along the lines of. By the way, look at all these functions. Yeah. Let's clear some of these out. Right. We want to do something with one of these widgets. Mono only D. Oh, I see what he did there. I wish he hadn't, but he did. So when you create something on the designer here, like this by items, you can check to say it's a variable, which gives you access to it, right? So for example, the reset button here, right, is set to be a variable. Let me show you. There it is right there. So button reset game, right? Because it's checked to be a variable, over here on the graph, it's going to appear somewhere. Maybe somewhere. Button reset game. I've actually got it selected. How stupid was that? Yeah. Of course you've got a Swift UI question, Mono. Of course you do. For me later. And he never joined co-working again. Actually, I'll let you into a little secret. You would not have wanted me in co-working again today. I would have been swearing like the Englishman that I am. It was one of those kind of days. Anyway, so we've got this button reset game, right? Let's say we want to hide that when we click the other button. I'm just going to left click, right click in my case because I'm left-handed, and I'm just going to drag onto the canvas here, onto the blueprint, and let go. And I can either get or set if it was available, which it's not in this case, but I can say, all right, get that, right? English swearing, is that like burnt crumpets or something? Oh, if you burn crumpets, dude, nah, that's now we can't be friends. Nah. yeah. Would that would be hilarious if like every time something really bad happened, my brain replaced swear words with like, oh, burnt crumpet. You son of a burnt crumpet. That would be good. It's not going to happen, but it would be good. Yeah. You soggy toast. I sense highlights coming up. I really do. Anyway, so we've got a reference now. We've got a get reference to that button. I can drag off of it. Again, it's going to give me options to say, all right, theoretically, I know this is a button. You should only be able to do certain things. You style old shortbread. I should record that for you, right? If I ever get the stuff hooked up again, that has to be a redeemable thing. You style old shortbread. Yeah. Anyway, so we drag off of here. One of the things you can do with the button, enable and disable, right? So we could say set enabled, right? If I spell it right, set enabled. There it is, right? A widget set enabled. It's a function. Is enabled. Okay. In other words, unchecked is false. Just take my word for it. You cold cup of tea. No, I got a better one for you, Mono. This one is for Mono and only Mono. You saggy? No, you soggy tea bag. Anyway, so we're going to set enable to false because that's not checked. There you go. And all we got to do is hook this in here to say, all right, cool, run that function, right? Compile it, run it. Okay, so this button should become disabled now when I click on this one. And it did. That's how easy it is, folks. I know. But you get the idea, right? The good thing is, if you don't know the name of something, the point here is, if you don't know the name of what you can do or something like that, dragging off and clicking, you can either scroll through the list or search, and it's going to give it to you, right? So it's kind of IntelliSense visually, maybe. So that's what we got there, right? Anyway, let's clean that up so I don't forget. You soggy biscuit. That would be another one. You soggy biscuit. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, there's an awful lot of logic shit that goes in here to hide, to disable, enable those buttons based on numbers. You don't want to use that phrase. What does it mean? Something else in New Zealand? Is this like internet culture again that I don't know about because I'm so incredibly sophisticated? It does mean something else. All right, you can tell me in the Discord because now I want to know. Because now that I know it means something else, I want to use it for people that don't know it means something else. Talking about Americans. So you get the idea, right? Hopefully this is all making sense. Now, there is something else here I want to talk about as well, just to bring you all up to speed, because we're going to be spending lots of time on this together. If you come back, if you don't come back, don't bother paying attention. Doesn't matter. It's very bad. Oh, great. Okay, yeah. There's a data one here. This is interesting. This caught me out because it screwed me over. I thought I'd stumbled onto the answer to all my prayers until I realized I hadn't. You can have these data tables and structures. I'm sure those coders out there are going to be familiar with a lot of these. Let's take one. Let's take this data. Let's take this data table right here. All right. And again, sorry, I know it's small on the thing. I did install a plugin. I found a great plugin that enables me to theoretically do some stuff here to make this interface bigger. Because you would think that it would be in here, but no. Hang on, I'll find it. Editor interface size. Yeah, that was it. Okay, hang on. Tools. I'll find it. Talk amongst yourselves. Because I need to make it bigger because it's really small on my screen. So it's got to be ridiculously small for editor preferences. Editor interface size. There you go. Okay, hang on. Let's. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Even I can read that as an old guy. There you go. Let's go with something like that. Ooh, that's cool. All right. Data structure. Good news. It's key value like this, or whatever I choose to put in as a table here. Bad news. Weirdly, it's read only. I know. I was hoping that this was going to be my answer and I'd be able to read and write and update these values. Never got it to work until I did some research. I know, who thought to read the document? Discovered that data structures are read only. Why? It's what I'm going to say there. Why? But at least I've got these here, right? So I think of it as like a key value enum, I guess, if I had to think of a bad way to describe it. But it's read only, and but at least I can store values in here for various things. So not too much. Excuse me, at the moment. but you know, so you get one hit power per one newbie. What that is, right? But if I want to change this at any point, um, I can. Here it is. Right, I can change the value, but it's read only at runtime. Weird, I know, but it's better than nothing. And maybe there's a plugin that does this better. So that's what that is, right? That is, well, that's incredibly big now, isn't it? Let's, there you go. I gotta set it back, but uh, maybe I can find a happy compromise. Happy compromise. What the hell was that thing called? Editor interface size. There it is. Let's just go with slightly bigger. Yeah, that's pretty terrible, even on my big screen here. But probably better for you on the stream. So I'll suffer for you. There you go. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Got to start basically working to get all this shit in order. What time is it? Oh crap! Really? Ooh, Devon Think finished sinking. Hang on. Okay. Yes, so you get the idea of what's going on here, right? Gonna be doing a lot of work on this and then handing it over to all of you. Uh, that's bet on stream. Thank you. Thank you, Adam Wolf. Yeah, I'd make it. The Unreal Engine editor sort of suffers from those Word problems. Remember Word when it had all those menu icons and everything everywhere? Kind of like that. Um, if I remembered half the shortcuts for this stuff, if I used it more, hey, I'll get used to it again. Problem is that I use it for a bit, go do working on something else, and I forget all the shortcuts. I'll get there, and then won't have to see these. So, for example, right, you can actually not have the content browser, and you can just hover over, click it here, and it pops up, right? But at the moment, I'm doing so much work with, laying stuff out that I need to have it open for so many of these things. But I'll get used to it. Uh, this is what I've got here right now. Like I say, this is, I'm going to be spending a lot of time over the Christmas holiday with this because I really want to get something in the hands of you all. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I've been up since like 7 o'clock this morning. I really want to get it in the hands of you all, start playing with it so that I can see how badly it hurts Firebase and if it's going to cost me a fortune. Here's the reality of this. If the syncing for doing the multiplayer part um, starts to cost, I got to figure out a way to recover. I don't know what it is. I just can't afford. I'll just be honest. I can't afford to keep doing all these projects and incurring the cost, right? I do have a great pool of testers. I truly do because you guys try to break everything, which is exactly what I want, right? Trying it and telling me it's great doesn't help me at all. It's the reality of it, right? Other than great, that's great, but I can't believe there isn't something wrong. I'm also going to give a shout out to Adam Wolf here because um, the cost of small projects are insane. This is the problem, and but I want to give a quick shout out to Adam Wolf because I mind mapped all of this in Muse. Oh yeah, yeah I did. Um, I had it in some mind mapping app originally, but that's only exists on Mac and iPad, and I need it everywhere, including Windows. So I was like, oh, Excuse me, what shall I do? And I decided, well, I've got my iPad and that with me, so oh yeah, buddy, it's all living with the documentation and that in the Muse app. And if anyone's wondering what the Muse app is and you don't know, shame on you. Just kidding. Um, there's a Compile Swift. Go to compileswift.com, look at the podcast. There's an episode there. I sit with Adam when we dive into all the gloriousness. And Adam, please put the. Oh, dude, it is so helpful to me on a daily basis. It truly is. Please also put a link to the Muse app in the chat room because, folks, you should check this out. Right? He doesn't pay me to say this stuff. As I said on the podcast episode, I was using this before I knew it belonged to Adam. That's how cool it is. So yeah. So that's where I'm at with this. We're going to be doing a lot of work over this over the holidays. I know I said I wouldn't stream anymore, but I'll be honest. So many folks reached out and told me how much they love the streams that I realized, okay, I gotta, even if I do this part time compared to how much I used to do it, I gotta do this because I didn't realize how much people enjoy it. Is what it comes down to. Who knew that watching me screw up code all the time would bring such joy in people's lives? Yes, there you go. We don't have to pay for your shoutouts. You don't have to pay for my shoutouts. No. Well, Mono, you do. Yeah. Museapp.com. There you go, folks. Yeah. Check it out. Oh my God, I love it. Absolutely love it. Anyway, there's also a podcast episode. Yeah. So we're going to be doing this together because part of for those of you who don't know, I renamed this stream and potentially other things to Compile Dev to enable me to open up my scope so that I could share all the other things I work on that are not Swift related. Because at the moment, a lot of them have been taking my time. For example, I just did the Endless Hurdles update. I'm working on this. I got some other projects on the go, and I want to share them with you all. Otherwise, if I only share the Swift stuff I'm working on, it's not going to be as regular. Not because I don't love it and use Swift almost every day, because I do. But there's a difference between, when you've done Swift all day as the day job, and then you're working on a project in the evening, personal project, sometimes it's just nice to have a little break, right? We can't lose our central time zone streamers. You can't. No, I guess that means I can't move either. So I should probably cancel buying that house in Hawaii, right? By the way, anyone see that the volcano in Iceland erupted? It was only a matter of time, and it finally did. Oh, I hope it doesn't get any worse. You can move. Oh, sorry, I can move, but it still has to be CST. Yeah, I'm so used to everything being CST right now. Plenty of fun stories, by the way, about converting Central Time Zone to Australia. Oh, I've had fun with that. How much fun have I had with that? None at all. It was not fun. Yeah, it's very easy to burn out doing Android at work than Android and personal projects. You're absolutely right. That is why I stepped back for a little bit. I embraced some of my other projects to just make sure that I keep that love for Swift and iOS and Mac development, right? Please don't for 1 second think that that's going away. Nope. I still do that every bit as much as I used to. It's just difficult at the moment to spend all day solving problems on big projects and then come home and do it on my personal projects. A lot of the time, I wouldn't be anywhere near as happy, smiley face on the stream. So there will be those burnout in tech. I know. Don't worry, there is going to be Swift streams. That's a thing. That's absolutely going to happen. Murderous DL. Hello. Oh, hang on. It's already gone by. Wait. Let me get that back here and read this. Wait 1 second. I don't want to miss it. Hang on. Hello and welcome. Oh no, Eagle Naught beat me to it. Thank you, Eagle Naught. I hadn't even read it, but I suspected where it was going. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. See, Eagle Knot. He's on it. He's no soggy biscuit. Well done, buddy. Yeah. Um, so that's where we're at. There's going to be plenty of Swifty things too. Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's a shame that it still shows up in lag on the stream, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can read it there. I can see it now. Yeah. You would think with the delay that it would be trashed to not cycle into it, but you know. Um, there you go. So yeah, there's plenty of Swift stuff coming. I actually am thinking as well. I had an idea. I know. Stop me if you heard this one. I had an idea for a new app. Won't catch me being a lumpy crumpet. Lumpy crumpet. I like that too. Are you a lumpy crumpet? Ah, you lumpy crumpet. See, I don't even have to use any of my English phrases because you'll invent new ones that are even better. Yeah. Yeah. When Eagle bans you, something will remain. Yeah, don't worry. He'll let you back in eventually. Yeah. Last time I tried to ban Mono was in a Coco stream. You accidentally banned an innocent. I think I remember that. I think I remember that one because I wasn't it like, oh crap, who was it? Yeah. All British insults sound like children's stories. Oh yeah. We're gonna go down lumpy. Hey kids, you want to hear a bedtime story about the rabbit that went down Lumpy Crumpet Lane? Oh yeah, it does sound like a bedtime story. Maybe they'll. Maybe I'll do like my alternative version of the car map, right? David Queensman and the Lumpy Crumpet. Yeah. Larry Llama and the Lumpy Crumpet. That's a kiddies book, right there, waiting to happen. Unfortunately, in my mind. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we got going on here. Mono, if you want to, I'm thinking about wrapping this up pretty soon here. I wanted to catch up and just test this stuff. If you want to ask your Swift UI question, now's the time. Hmm. Also, how's everyone doing with Xcode 15.1? Been pretty good to me so far. Yeah. Depends if you'll be in CW later. CW. Uh, what's CW? Oh, thank you. Wow. See, I can't keep up with these things. Cool. Yeah, thank you. Probably not tonight, as in my time, because it's like 1 o'clock now. Um, but I got to think. What day is it? Maybe tomorrow evening, probably. Yes. So if you want to present the question now, I can think about a convincing answer by the time we talk. Just wanted to know if there is a way to persist the scroll position on a horizontal scroll view in a vertical scroll view. Okay, wait. You've got a horizontal scroll view inside a vertical scroll view, and you want to remember the horizontal scroll view position. If I got that right, the answer should be yes. You should be able to read it and store it in a variable or whatever. And then presumably you're going to go off to another screen or something and then come back to it. You could then scroll to that same position that you remembered in a variable. Is that where you're going with this? Although, depending on how you add it to the navigation stack, and I defer to the entire internet who knows better than me, if you don't remove that scroll view from the navigation stack, I'd like to think that since it doesn't get destroyed, it should remember where it was automatically. Scroll position remains when I come back to the screen. Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't remember it automatically. But when I scroll up and down, I guess it gets recycled and recreated. Well, yes, when you scroll it does, right? Because it's going to repaint the Swift UI view. But you only want to remember its current position when you switch away from it, right? Oh, that's probably the problem. When you come back to it, it repaints the view, and if it's not told to retain its position, it resets. I guess that's what you're saying. Why not just have a simple variable that's like, hey, get the scroll position, remember it, when you come back, scroll to it. It's not clean and doesn't sound very sexy, but probably works. Does that make sense? If they've scrolled to the end of the H and scroll away and come back, it's at the start. Yeah, no, it occurs to me now that Swift UI, right? It's repainting the view. So store it. Just store it in something. And then read that back when you load the view. Reload the view. Does that make sense? Anyone got any better suggestions? Got to be better suggestions. Sounds like a fun challenge to do on a stream, doesn't it? What is the store? Well, you know, just put it in a variable somewhere, right? Just something, somewhere. And make sure that doesn't get trashed. And then when you go, you know, just use a simple variable. Because I'm guessing, off the top of my head, it's only going to be like an integer or something, right? You know, oh, you scroll down 10 lines. You can't scroll down 10 and a half. Well, you could scroll down 10 and a half, but don't bother with that. Just a var in the struct holding the scroll view. Well, maybe not there, because if that view does get destroyed, you're going to lose that variable, right? But then listen on scroll and update. Well, you could, but you don't need to, right? Not really. Surely you only need to set the value when you're going to lose it, right? When you're going to lose that view. So you don't need to store me scrolling up and down on it all the time. You only need to store it when I do something to leave that view, right? But the vertical scroll data is indeterminate. Then, well, you may have to play with it a bit, right? You may have to track both of them, but just off the top of my head, that's one way to strikes me as a way to do it. I mean, they should be readable because you can set. Off the top of my head, I seem to recall you can set the scroll position, so it must be readable too, right? If I was on my Mac right now, I'd fire up Xcode, but I'm on Windows, so we'll just assume that I'm right. Make sense, right? You get where this is going though, right? Read the values, store them, go back to it, set them. Is there anything that is remembered between repainting as a state? I'm not sure. You'll have to consult the documentation on that. Even better, if you had the developer doc app, you could ask it. Just saying. Yeah. But you'll have to look in the documentation. I know that you're not one for reading the documentation. But take a look. Take a look. Yeah, load up the doc. You know, actually, you could ask the doc the whole question. I'm gonna bet it's there. But I do recall seeing that you can set the scroll position, so you must be able to read it too, right? Who knows? Maybe we'll do it on a stream, just since apparently I'm streaming again in some way. Can you wait 6 months? Does that sound like a thing? Yeah. But that's what I would do. Start there. Consult the doc. Doc may have a better way. It would be terrible if tomorrow morning I found out I did a blog post on this, right? 20-minute video of some lady building complex views in Swift UI. doing exactly what I'm doing, and she finished the video without even talking about it. Oh, don't I? You know, I hate those videos where people do stuff like that, and then they just do it with music, and you're like, "But I got questions," right? Lady, there's a bug. Yeah, the Ducky Crumpet knows. Consult the Ducky Crumpet. Blog post, 2 podcasts, no memory. Yep, that's me right there. Just saying. Right? That is my bio right there. Yeah, Mono, I really think that's gonna work for you. Ducky Crumpet is what you say when you spill tea on your lap. Yeah, oh, Ducky Crumpet. uh, I'm thinking of something else too, but I ain't saying it on stream. Yeah, not going there. No, not gonna go there. Just needed to understand what to Google. I see. So I'm like a pre-Google now, am I? How do I feel about that? I feel okay with it. Yeah. Needed the terminology. Yeah. No, I get you, but I think something along those lines. Right. Here's a tip. Not a good one. It's a good one. If you're ever unsure on something like this, and you want to do something with one of these controls, number one, look up the modifiers. Number two, yeah, just look up the control. You know, if you here, the Swift UI companion app probably would be ideal for this too. Again, I'd spin it up if I'm on my Mac, but I ain't. But Swift UI companion app was just updated the other day, I think. Another must-have, yeah. All right, I think that's it for right now, folks. Happy to be with you all again. Gonna see what I can do about these dropped frames. 0.6% is still more than I want it to be. I'm actually wondering, I'm using hardware encoding. I wonder if that's the problem on the PC. But I do have an NVIDIA 3070 card in here. You'd think that would be enough, right? Ooh, by the way, folks, sorry. Gonna throw this in here. I relented. I'm sure I'm the last person on the planet. But I finally gave in and have started playing you know, the Kerbals Space Program. Oh my god, it's a lot of fun. It's just started playing that today. It's also available on Mac. Yeah, thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. A great Tuesday, Wednesday surprise. Exactly. Like waking up in a field in the middle of nowhere and going, how the hell did I get here? That's how I feel this stream went, right? The first stream. Thank you, Adam Wolf. Yes. The first one. You know, this first one is so much better than my original first one. I wish I'd kept it. It was pretty bloody awful. This one was just awful, but the other one was pretty bloody awful. Must be Christmas. Hey, you know, again, it's only because all of you told me how much you love the streams that I realized, yeah, we do have a lot of fun. And this rebranding idea to open up the scope, but also keep the old stuff, I think it's going to work out. So, yeah, what did the English Americans leave out for Santa on Christmas Eve? Bear traps? Same thing, right? Isn't it the same thing? Although I've got the, what do you call it? The thing at the bottom of the chimney closed, so it ain't coming down mine. You know, yeah, I guess it depends in which part of America you're asking, right? It's risky to go into each house. Eagle Naught knows where I was going with that. Yeah. A cease and desist order, burglary, you know. Hey, here's something to think about. Oh, I wish I hadn't thought of this, right? I had done it all in my childhood. Beer for Santa. There you go. You know how they say about with all the cameras in the world now on cell phones and everything else, why have we not got better pictures of UFOs, Sasquatch, and so on? Why don't we have one, better pictures of Santa? I'm just saying, you know. Milk and cookies is traditional. That's what I did as a kid. Yeah, although I suspected things because I also realized my house didn't have a chimney, and I can't believe Santa's got a skeleton. Yeah, Sasquatch is naturally blurry. It's all the hair. Yeah, Maybe that's the thing with Santa too. I don't know. Yeah. All right, folks, leaving it there. Take it to the Discord. I don't have links on here. Sorry. CompileSwift.com. Actually, PeterWhittam.com too. CompileSwift.com. There's a link for the Discord. Come and join us in the Discord. I am sure we'll be talking as much silliness in there as we do here, because that's what we do. Yeah. Hey, folks, it's been a wonderful Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning for me. Yeah. I'll see you all in the next one. Good to be back with you. Thank you all so much for your votes of confidence. Greatly appreciate it. And you can blame yourselves at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's also a yes. Go in the co-working to make fun of Mono later. All. Oh, yeah, you check out the new teeth. Just saying.